Hey, little swivelheads, it's Greg Allison with Swivelhead News coming to you late live. My friends, 25 states have rallied with Texas. Yes, 25 states have sided with Texas, and many are sending men and materials, maybe they're even their own National Guard to Texas. Now, you know, there have been alerts, people calling to have the Texas National Guard federalized. But there's some issue with that they're going to have trouble with, and I'm going to show you that. So it's getting interesting. It's getting interesting real fast. And you wouldn't believe what China might be about to throw at us. So, guys, buckle up. We're going for it here. We're going to do the screen share, and I am going to see who's in our chat room. Swivelhead News tonight. And here we are, my friends. Bing, 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 bing. 25 states. Now, this article says war? I don't know. Hey, Wendy, good to see you first. You are first. All righty. I don't know, but, you know, some people have been alleging this is the way such things happen, as in civil wars. Let's hope it's not that, but it's definitely a standoff at the Eagle Pass, Shelby Park in Texas. So, guys, here it is. I don't know what's going on with X tonight. I can't access X. I don't know if anybody else can, but, guys, this is these are the states. All these states that are in red have had a joint governor's letter, a joint letter jointly signed by 25 governors from each of these states. And it includes New Hampshire, you know, the free state of New Hampshire. So, so there's quite a few states in this, you know, the Northern Rocky Mountain states, the old South, for the most part, sans North Carolina for some strange reason. And I understand that Kentucky had already made a commitment of some type. So Kentucky is not out of the loop from what I'm hearing. They just didn't sign this joint letter here. So this is it, guys. It's the state's organization here is from the Republican Governors Association. The Republican Governors Association. They have jumped in and sided with Texas. And I don't know if I can read this little writing because I can't jump in here. Texas is utilizing every tool and strategy, including razor wire fences to secure the border. We do it in part because the Biden administration is refusing to enforce the immigration laws already on the books and is illegally allowing mass parole access across mass parole. Is that what it says there? Across America of migrants who entered our country illegally. Yeah, it's kind of hard to read some of that. Anyway, the authors of the U.S. Constitution made clear that in times like this, states have a right of self-defense under Article 4, Section 4, and Section 1, Article 10, Clause 3 of the United States Constitution. And so this is really reading out of some of Governor Abbott's letter. He wrote a letter, and I can't really access it either because I can't pop this X open for some reason. And I don't know what's going on with X tonight. But, guys, it's getting really interesting. Texas National Guard here in process. You can see. Well, this won't go. That's right. I'm just having problems. I can't seem to get in. Something went wrong. I can't get into X for some reason. Every time I've clicked on it in the last couple hours, it's been nada. I was looking at it earlier. I did a video earlier today. And that's one reason I've actually uploaded a video for Green Greg's talking about freedom of speech. And actually the fallacy that you can have freedom of speech curtailed, that you could contain it and build trust at the same time. So you got to watch out for that video because it is really spanking the house of Klaus. And all those self-appointed intellectuals that know so much, I've shown the vacancy of their intellectual abilities in that video, which will be on Green Greg's tomorrow. I don't know what time I'm going to, probably around 4 o'clock. It's already uploaded. I just haven't went through all the process, and it's too late to do an upload type video, by the way. Here's that letter that he signed. And again, I've had people send it to me on my phone. I've had people send it to me in Facebook on my phone, and I can't really pull it up here easily. But this is that letter from Greg Abbott. You've probably seen it on other channels, so there's no real need for me to go into it at this point. Everybody's been showing it and playing it, but basically it gave a lot of the tenets and said a lot of the stuff I said last night. So, guys, 25 states, that's half of the United States of America siding with Texas, half of the country. And maybe Cowgirl in Arizona, some of us can get Arizona to go red. I'll throw one more vote in that hat pretty soon, I hope. So, yeah, Kansas, I don't know. Maybe Kansas go around to it. Colorado used to would have, but once they legalized something and a bunch of Californians moved in, we kind of lost Colorado. But in any event, my friends, this is getting interesting in a hurry. Now, the Dems are saying, oh, that Biden should get the National Guard. He should seize control of the Texas National Guard. But what they're not telling you is the following. Is Abbott actually permanently wheelchair bound? I don't know, guys. What they're not telling you is for him to do so would be a violation of the Posse Comitatus Act. Oh, yeah. So the whole idea is if you federalize the National Guard to do a police action, it is a violation of the Posse Comitatus Act, which was signed 18 June 1878. And this was signed after the Reconstruction era in the United States, which I think was really a destruction, because I think there's as much damage or more damage done in the Reconstruction era to southern states than was done in the war. It was pretty darn hard on the southern states. So economically, but that's a whole nother story. But anyway, this Posse Comitatus Act does not allow for the use of military forces for domestic policies. It limits the powers of the federal government for the use of federal military personnel to enforce domestic policies within the United States. And that includes policing. And it has been modified. See, it started out just to be for the Army, but it got modified. And it includes the act does not prevent the Army National Guard or the Air Force National Guard from acting in law enforcement capacity within a home, as that's federalized within its home state or an adjacent. Now, excuse me. It does not prevent, it prevents the federal government. It does not prevent the Army National Guard or the Air National Guard under state authority from acting in law enforcement capacity or within the home state or in any adjacent state if invited by the state's governor. So if a state's governor invites National Guards from other states, they're free to come. That means Texas can invite all these other National Guards in, and that's what's happening, guys. Other states are sending their National Guard to Texas, and that is still within the purview of the Posse Comitatus Act. But the federal government can't do it. So legally, Biden cannot legally, of course, he does a lot of stuff he's legally not supposed to do, and he's legally supposed to enforce the laws on the book, which he refuses to do. And that means that the opening the border up is illegal. So the Biden administration is breaking the law. And they do so against the will of all these states. So go figure that. Anyway, so this is what we got here, guys. This limits the capacity of the National Guard to work on a federal level. Yeah, they can federalize the National Guard to go overseas, but not to do domestic policing in the United States of America. And so this will be a little bit of an impediment, and the guardsmen know that. So also the guard is not, any military person knows they are not supposed to take an illegal order. So if they're given an order by a federal president or any federal authority to take action against the Posse Comitatus Act, they don't have to follow it. They probably would not have anyway. I'll take it easy on poor Greg tonight. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she picked on me good last night. Anyway, numerous times. All right here. So Supreme Court border ruling fuels political war, according to this. States stand the ground. States. Federal takeover versus states. Well, let's see them pull that federal takeover over. You know what? I've seen him before. He played a banjo. Remember that movie? Wasn't he in what was that movie on that river? Yee! Aha. Anyway, don't he look like that kid with those eyes squinched like that? Anywho, help me out, guys. What was that movie? JFK nationalized the guard against your state with Governor Wallace. Yeah, he did, didn't he? No, actually, I think he used to, yeah, he might have used federal forces. Yeah, he wasn't supposed to, but I see. I don't see the guard going along with this. I don't see any of the guardsmen going along with it at all. Deliverance is a movie I was trying to think of. There you go, cowgirl. Deliverance. Yeah, Deliverance. Don't he look like the kid playing the banjo from Deliverance and the eyes squinched up like maybe he's the daddy of that kid. He's too old to be that kid, I would imagine. It wasn't Greg's live one I missed last night. Oh, okay. So yeah, I had an attempt to go live and for some reason the chat room didn't show up and I had to redo it. Dylan banjos. You're right, General Sorrel. Hey, I like that music. That's my kind of music. I love bluegrass. I love the old stuff. The older country music. The new stuff I don't care about. Actually, I like classic rock too. Anyway, guys, with everything going on in the world today, it's a good time to consider prepping. Go to prepwithgreg.com. You get $200 off a 3-month supply of food. It lasts 25 years. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Deal to make you a winner because it's only $200 a month, guys. Come on. That ain't too bad. So, yeah, you can these buckets, you can stack them up. You don't need shelves. You can put these in your backpack. It's a lot easier than carrying cans around. And you can bury them. If you go to prepwithgreg.com, you can also click on the My Patriot Store logo up here and find all kind of other survival goodies if you're not interested in what's below. Anyway, guys, let's move on. Well, Mitt Romney, Rhino Mitt, he is siding with all the Democrats here. Mitt Romney accuses Trump of delaying border legislation because he wants to blame Biden. So they're saying that, the Republicans, and this is what the Democrats have been claiming, and Mitt Romney had to join in with them. Rhino Mitt. I was trying to think of his name of the night. It just didn't come to me. He had to join in with the Democrats. Now, I expect Ms. Cheney will do the same thing and accuse Trump of trying to keep the Congress from passing this border legislation. Oh, now the border is being impeded because y'all didn't pass the legislation. Problem with all that is the following. That legislation didn't secure the border anyway. All it did was provide more of your tax money to accommodate the throngs of people that's trying to come across. Not a red cent of it did anything to shut down the numbers coming in. It was to provide accommodations to the big blue cities to be able to help them pay for all these people coming in out of your tax money, including all the others, so that it would make the blue cities happy, the so-called sanctuary cities, because now suddenly they're getting a bunch of money, but would do nothing whatsoever to thwart the throngs coming across the border. So guess what? Yeah, the Republicans aren't going to buy off on that. They were never going to buy off on it in the first place. Yeah, commies and Nazis all goose step, don't they? Oops, I said dangerous words on here. They all goose step. So, isn't that funny? How they see all them totalitarians, they love that military pomp and circumstance and then goose stepping. Oh, yeah, they love that stuff. Anyway, I think we got some people in our government that love that. So, So Abbott took his war with the feds to the next level. But according to this, well, I don't think this is actually new news on this one. But, he said, no, y'all ain't coming in. It's an invasion. And they've doubled down on the razor wire. Let's see. So what? Let's see. Somebody asked, this host, Bill Hemmer, asked asked an officer, he said, will you instruct your officers to physically prevent federal officers? He asked a guard officer this. Will you instruct your officers to physically prevent federal officers from accessing that part of the border? Physically. Then he kind of evaded it. Now, this is Abbott talking here. So what Texas is doing is very simple, and it is because the Biden administration has really, truly abdicated its responsibility to secure the border and enforce the laws. Texas is very simply securing its border. So we put up razor wire that you were talking about, and he's talking to this Bill Hemmer, Bill, and put up all these barricades that have denied illegal entry. So anyway, I no point reading all that. Was kind of old stuff there. Anyway, let's go on to the next article. Yeah. Bang. Now, this is a little bit out of context. I want to throw this over a little bit. Let's push this down a couple. Let's see. Oh, okay. I guess we're out of Texas discussion now. No, we're not. Here's one more. Biden regime orders Texas to hand over control of the feds by Friday. So tomorrow is the showdown day. They're supposed to hand it over by Friday, according to the Biden administration. Guys, that ain't happening. It ain't going to go with it. Trust me. It ain't a happening. There's that map again. 25 states, half the states in the union, have sided with Texas. Now, does Biden really want to push this? Does he want to even try? How far will he go? I don't know. Somebody pointed out that everybody that kind of resist him finds military force put at him, like all the folks overseas. The Biden family owes America a lot of money, says Wendy. There you go. Next, SCOTUS will have to decide whether or not it's considered an invasion according to the Constitution. Well, will they? I don't know. Halo doll. There you go. Halo. The Biden crime family. Yeah, all right. So what else is said here? And the SCOTUS won't agree. Yeah, who knows, Jason? Who knows what they got Roberts, up there in that court, and who knows how Roberts is going to come down. Anyway, guys, just to show you that these three-letter agencies are getting a little bit out of kilter here. Look at this. Watch list. You're probably already on the government's list, this list right here. You think? Well, apparently they're tracking things like, did you buy a Bible? If you buy something with a credit card. Oh, Rodney! Salute. Thank you, Rodney. I most appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Salute for the super chat. Yes, that's what keeps us going here. That's everything I'm doing is getting demonetized. So appreciate that. All righty. Did you purchase a Bible? Did you use terms like that or that? How many people have posted something on social media with one of those terms in, especially that one? I think 2 or 3 of you might have at some point in time. Did you shop at Dick's Sporting Goods? And what Dick's? Dick's don't really sell so much these days. Cabela's, a Bass Pro Shop. Oh, yeah. Purchase tickets to travel by bus, car, or plane. All of the above. Well, I definitely would have to click on a number of those. Jeez. Or did you produce a video on YouTube talking about some of this stuff? No, I wouldn't have done none of that. I couldn't possibly on this list, right? Oh my God. Clearly, you don't have to do anything illegal, see? The FBI is asking banks and other financial institutions carry out dragnet searches. Well, apparently this is, these three-letter agencies, guys. I'm going to do that talk on freedom of speech, and you'll see why this matters. You'll see that. That's going to be, you need to really watch that video when I put it out on Green Greg's tomorrow. Freedom of speech, guys. That's, let's see, what did I actually name that video? The actual name of it is going to be Fallacy of Attacking Freedom of Speech. Fallacy of Attacking Freedom of Speech. So that's going to be a banger. So, and then the FBI went even further. There is amendments in the Bill of Rights written against seizing, people's property. But the FBI started going into safe deposit boxes in banks, unbeknownst to people and seizing things worth over $5,000. Now, supposedly they've been stopped. But see, these guys, they know no bounds. Anything to harass Americans, but nothing to secure our border. See how this organization is? I don't know. You know, Nancy Pelosi says, I can't imagine anywhere to cut one red penny of the federal budget. Oh, yeah? How about starting with this agency and the IRS and a whole bunch of these three-letter agencies? I think they need to be trimmed to the bone. The agents brought drug sniffing dogs and plan to set aside cash worth more than $5,000. It's none of their darn business what's in your safe deposit box. So they seized contents of 700 safe deposit box. That's the ones they seized. No, searched. Pardon me. And they did so with no probable cause. You get this, guys? Yeah. So if you think this agency is out of control, put a 1 in the chat room. If you think this agency is doing what it ought to do, put a 2 in the chat room. Biden's ice cream. Yeah, Carl, they ain't supposed to. It's against the Constitution. But the federal government don't seem to care about what's in the Constitution. Certainly our good friends in the House of Klaus seem to thwart it. They seem to think they're above the law. Oh, yeah. How else would you interpret this? How else? You know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm totally off base. But how else could you possibly interpret that? This was done in Beverly Hills. Where do they go next? What's next? Listen, guys, if it weren't for freedom of speech and the freedom of press, we wouldn't know any of this. We wouldn't know about anything like this. Jeez. They would like for me not to come on here and tell you about it. They may take me off just for telling you guys about this kind of stuff. I don't know. But that's why I did my freedom of speech video. I didn't mention that case. I should have. But I covered enough ground in that video. It spanks the House of Klaus pretty darn good, I would think. It happened yesterday to pay nurse. Proof were removed. What is that? Pa nurse. There are brigades here in Oklahoma sitting on school boards at the Capital City Council, all sorts of places watching what goes on. Who? You talking about from the agencies we're talking about? Oh, yeah. They went into PTA meetings. They were going after parents who didn't want the woke agenda pushed on their youngins in school. Anyway, you guys don't seem to be in great favor of that agency doing some of the stuff they do. Yeah, we're way over budget. I think I can find some good play. If I were president for a day, I know what I'd do. I would not be popular. Those organizations would be coming after me. Anyway, all right, guys, this is like science fiction. This next article is. I don't have a lot of articles we're going to cover tonight. We're going to make it a quick night here. But this is like science fiction, guys. It really is. And it just sounds totally outlandish. But they're actually developing these technologies. Remember that bug they developed, which that would prove fatal to all mice within 7 days, all of them, 100%, which was a derivative of this thing? Nah, couldn't be. Oh, yeah, and there's been articles about them exercising some kind of brain control technology. So there's a report. The report is titled Plagues, Cyborgs, and Super Soldiers. Oh, yeah. They've actually been working to genetically modify kids. They're trying to develop super soldiers. I've seen articles on that a few years ago. You got to be kidding me, guys. I mean, this, if I'd have said this a few months ago, I would have been laughed at hilariously. But just think about this. If somebody came to you in January, February of 2019 and said, hey, within 2 years, half the population of the United States would have their RNA genetically modified, you would have laughed your head off. I would have too. I told them they were insane. You got it. Where you at? Put on your tinfoil cap. You've lost your marbles. But what happened? Tell me, what happened next? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Get them zombies after all. It might be. This stuff is just, we're already living in about 24 different grade B science fiction movies, I believe. They're all grade B. They're not first class. They're the cheap ones. The grade B ones. Reminds me of the Red Scare, resist communist mind control. Oh, now it's going to the next level. Apparently, according to the authors of this report, the human domain of war research. This is the kind of research they're conducting over there, according to these authors. But it comes from the RAND Corporation, guys. I mean, this is a high-level intelligence think tank. Researchers warned American troops could be victimized in future wars. Synthetically generated targeted plagues. Targeted, that means it would be targeted to certain gene types, to certain peoples. I warned you guys that research was going on years ago on this channel. Anyway, guys. So, cyborgs. Wow. Well, drones are already the most dangerous weapon in a war right now, it seems. I keep hearing this as a movie. It looks like it. It looks like it, Jan. Yeah, Hardnick. This is where we're at today is just too weird. Agent X is in the planning stages of being released. Well, who knows there? Yeah, they got that treaty. They're trying to get everybody to sign. Probably as soon as you sign that treaty, something might happen. They're a little bug X. And then they get to suspend your civil rights and are just salivating over the idea of doing that. Anyway, so what is this device here? They got the state-of-the-art brain-computer interface implanted in their brains that they're working on. Researchers has talked about this. It says the device enables them to move and speak normally, particularly with the help of political allies who conceal their true condition. I don't know. That's a little cryptic. I'm not really sure what that is. The U.S. populace is demoralized. Yeah, we already are, aren't we? Unfortunately, once friendly countries begin to distance themselves from the United States, things would happen. And they talk about it somewhere, an attack on our soldiers at sea, the Navy, and ships at sea. One scenario is that China is unleashing the bug against sailors of the U.S. Pacific Fleet, and this scenario talks about 2028. I don't know if they're going to wait that long. Guys, what did we find in Reedy, California? What was in Reedy, California? Does anybody know what they found in Reedy, California? I know you do. That lab? Mm-hmm. How did they get all that stuff in the United States? Yeah, the lab Obio. Mio Mayo. I'm trying not to say too much strung together here. Yeah, I got to watch what I say here. I'm going to have to fan it back. Those who demand we give up everything won't be giving up anything. Oh, yeah. I'm saying those that demand we give up everything won't be giving up anything. Yeah. Give up your steaks and eat the bugs while we eat steak. Go ride a tricycle while we fly around in big jets. You see, they're creating a two-tiered society. That's their dream, neo-feudalism. Communism for the masses and major upper-class perks for everybody that's in their class. And you won't be, it's going to be a closed club. You can't get in it. That's why you're going to be into communism if they get their choice. Hardnick, Whitney S.Y. I created the Freedom Restoration Foundation. Anyway, China's getting sending more and more balloons across Taiwan. Taiwan says that's an act of cognitive warfare. So imagine that. Anyway, that's the news part for tonight. Now we're going to kind of look at some of the earthquakes and a few other things. There's a lot of earthquakes right now. The one in Turkey, that's a big one. That's close to where the ones were occurring earlier, 5.0. Djibouti, Djibouti got a 5.4. Djibouti. Sounds kind of dirty. Papua New Guinea, 5.1. Right next door in La Papua New Guinea, 5.1. Got a 5.6 in Indonesia. Got a bunch of them over here. This area in China. Acol is still really rocking. They've been having earthquakes there continuously. Thank you for sharing Freedom Restoration Foundation. Link there, New Days. You hear, guys, just stuff is popping off. San Andres, got a little one close to San Andres Fault here. Boosting, California, 2.5. Lots of uses of the X recently. Planet, germs, solar eclipse, Elon's toy. No kidding. Really makes you wonder why they're doing that so much. Well, it's not the Y or the Z. Is that next? Why X? X is we use it in calculus and algebra is a variable that's a placeholder. You put anything in a variable. X also kind of means a mystery or unknown. Planet X, unknown. I don't want any more earthquakes. A recent swarm hit is from oil. Yeah, that's what a lot of those out west are. Fracking, actually. Geomagnetic storm watch canceled. Well, that's good news. Very, very good news. And the big sunspot 3559 is beginning to turn away. That's good news, too. It was kind of vacant there. We need some peace and quiet for a little bit from the sun. Hey, son, go to sleep, man. At least don't flare out so much. Nothing new in asteroids threats. Nothing there to be too concerned about. We'll look at the weather. Oh, does it, Carol? That's interesting. Pearl Girl in Arizona says it means in the occult. Interesting. X is 10. Oh, yeah, in Roman numerals it is. X is 10. Y10. X marks the spot. There's that. Uh-oh, Arnold. What's happening? Lee is losing his mind with the admin. Which admin? You mean admin on his channel, admin in YouTube, or the administration in DC? Well, got a lot of rain up here in the Midwest. All that was up here. It's all moved north. We've had rain here all week. Allegedly, we'll get some Friday night and Saturday. And we had ice and snow the whole week before. I've had 2 weeks of yucky weather here. Son will be asleep pretty soon. Well, we hadn't got to the maximum yet, don't think. Well, now Utah got some snow. Is Greenland in the house? DC, okay, I get it. Well, yeah, the admin in DC just about make anybody lose their mind. All righty, folks. We'll start up here in Maine. There ain't no rain in Maine that I have to explain. Not right now. Boom. Whoops, went the wrong direction. Ding, 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 ding. It's warmed up here finally. We got some decent weather. It's 14 in Houghton. Little Horn, New Hampshire, 25. Lebanon, 34. New Hampshire is going with the red states. Hey, New Days, you might want to move to New Hampshire. Boston is 39. 30s throughout New York State, except up here, 28 in Cornwall. Pennsylvania's in the 30s. Altoona, we got Altoona, Alabama. Not far from where I grew up. All righty. 44 in Atlantic City, New York. And in Brick, New Jersey, I used to know a Peruvian guy that lived in New Jersey when I was in the Army. That's where he was from. Well, he went from Peru to New Jersey. He called it New Jersey. So I always like to say New Jersey. In honor of him, he's a good guy. I liked him. He always had a good sense of humor, worked hard, laughed a lot. Peruvian guy who was in the Army. At least it's fairly warm. Yeah, it's fairly warm. We had some reports from old Fort Bragg, who comes in our chat room a lot, about a whole lot of military activity at Fort Bragg. He's talking about major fleets of cargo crafts, I guess going in and out of Pope Air Force Base. I used to live right next to the entryway of Pope Air Force Base. The little trailer I lived in was closer to the center of the field than either end of the field. The little trailer park I used to live in there. All righty, folks. Hunts Patch is 57. Birmingham, 61. All right, it's Landmines' wife in the house because it's 64 in Gainesville. Miami, Boca Raton, both 73. Key West, 75. I hear some Beach Boys singing now. Montgomery, 61. Jackson, Mississippi, 52. Nowland, 62. Let's go up the country a little bit here. Arkansas, Michelle. Is Michelle in the house? Arkansas. Fayetteville's 41. Fort Smith's 43. She's somewhere in this area. Heber Springs is 43. Little Rock, 44. Missouri in the 30s. Oops, let's skip this thing forward. Bang, go back. Mostly 30s in Iowa. Minnesota. Darn near 32 everywhere. 34 down here. 20s up in the northern Minnesota. North Dakota's 20s. Yeah, we've got a warm spell all over now compared to what it was. Missoula, 30. A pretty little town back in the day when hey, there you are, Michelle. Good to see you. When I went through there. Great Falls, 32. A little snow up here in the Bitterroot. Guys, that's some of the prettiest mountains in the lower 48 states, the Bitterroot Mountains. Gorgeous mountains, the Bitterroots are. Lodge. Been through there one time. Haley is 12 in Idaho. Twin Falls, 28, though. Big difference in there and there. But Chalet is 8. 8 to 28. So let's see. Yellowstone, Washington State. Now we're in West Wokistan. 46, 44, 40 is throughout a lot of that 28 here in Yakima. Oregon, Eugene is 43. Astoria, 46. Gold Beach, 52. Got a little snow in California. Let's hope that the governor of California don't run for president. Yikes. Well, let's hope he don't get elected. Yeah, I think we're putting a wall maybe in the wrong place. Maybe you should go right along here. Or down here. A lot of folks cross I-10 coming into Arizona, right, from California. All right, Lost Angels is 48 and Lost Wages is 46. Hmm. 40s and 50s down here. Where's Monterey at? That's it. If I scroll down. All righty. Sholo, 32. Do we have Jesse Mills in the house. He's just east of there. Snowflake is 34, but it looks like they got some. That shows snow where my property is right now. I just talked to a buddy out there. He checked on my place for me, told me they had some real high winds. He said everything looked okay. One section of my tarp's a little bit loose, but he said everything looked okay. Nobody's been tampering with it. Flagstaff is 26. Let's go down here where Cowgirl in Arizona is. It's in the 40s down there. Is Granny Lano with us? Salt Lake City is 30. It's 21 up in here, 28 in Ogden, 21 up here. So this is around where they put that railhead through in this area where we had the rocket motor plant. I'd stay in Ogden and drive up here every day. Fly into Slick, sleep in Ogden. They got a Huntsville, Utah over here. It's a pretty little mountain town. It's actually got meadows because it's higher altitude. It's all abject desert down here, but in Huntsville, Utah, yeah, it's 26. They got a ski resort up there too. And they got a beautiful lake. That lake right there is gorgeous. This lake right here. It's got the ski resorts right in this area. Now, back during the Prohibition days, they had underground tunnels in Ogden. They had a very active nightlife, I'm told. But you wouldn't think of that in a Mormon state, but I don't know. I always wondered how it was in Arizona, which is mostly a Mormon state, that a town gets named for a poker game, Sholo. And the main street is called Deuce of Clubs. Maybe it wasn't all Mormon once you got down to here. I don't know. You have an answer for that, cowgirl? It's been nice. Been doing yard work tomorrow, shoveling sheep poop. Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. You need to save that and compost it for the garden. Too bad you don't have a worm farm to toss that in. How many head of sheep you got, cowgirl? Oh, Granny is in the house. Somebody's saying, hey, Granny. Where's she at? I don't see her. Hey, Sasquatch man, how you doing? We need a wall to divide eastern red and western blue Washington State. I hear you. I hear you with that. Yeah, the rural areas in Oregon, California, and Washington State are very conservative. It's these cities that always throw everything off. Now, she's living in a nice, really remote place. It's beautiful up there, but really, really, really remote. So there we go, guys. Well, that's the United States. I think I covered most of it. If I missed your area, you want to see it, holler at Denver's 30. I've seen it snowing in Denver on Memorial Day. But I've seen people ice fishing in Alaska in May, standing on the ice, cutting holes in. Delta Junction's minus 26. Fairbanks is minus 35. Port Yukon's minus 49. Now we're talking. Minus 49. Now that's the kind of temperatures I'm accustomed to seeing up there. Way up north. North to Alaska, go north to Russia's on. So what kind of temperatures we'll see in Siberia? Snowflake was named after two Mormons. Yep, Snow and Flake, exactly. How 3 sheep will be down a sheep soon. He is moving to the freezer. Well, that's mighty nice of him. Mighty nice of them. Well, so far I don't see anything colder than what I saw in Alaska over here in Siberia. Here we are, minus 47. Let's check out our European friends. Vladimir Putin is enjoying some snow at 25. Luck and Chico at Minsk might be getting a little snow, 32. Vladimir Putin, not Vladimir Zelensky, is sitting at 34. It's all that snow there in eastern Ukraine. Turkey got a lot of snow. Ankara is 34. Mr. Erdogan. Jordan, 46. Aleppo appears 44. And Syria, 70s, and Saudi Arabia. Kenya, 93 down here, but Nairobi is 77. It's a little cooler up in Nairobi. Nairobi is up in the mountains. That's why a lot of the British people like to settle around Nairobi. Mombasa that's a beach town. A lot of the folks in Kenya like to go down to Mombasa. There's a lot of Indian people from India down there. That is 86. All righty, folks. Madrid, Spain, 44. Lisbon, 55. My daughter was in Lisbon back several weeks ago when I was in Snowflake. England, we got Show Maiden in the house. Wasilla's -8. Oh yeah, maybe we didn't cover Alaska good enough. We didn't go down to Anchorage. I'm sorry. That's where most of you guys are at, in that area. 44 in London. Hull is 43. And Dingle, Ireland's 46, but Dublin is 39. Inverness, they got a little snow up here, but the surface temperatures aren't below freezing. 37 in Inverness, 39 in Glasgow. I used to know a family called Glasgows. All right, let's go back to Alaska. The Great Land, that's what Alaska means, the Great Land. Back in the day when I was in Alaska, Alaskans used to like to tease. They would say that Alaska was going to break into 2 states, and then Texas would be the 3rd largest. Anchorage is 3 degrees, Seward -1, Homer 12. Valdez, that's where the oil station's at, is 19. Where it says Wasilla's 5. You said it was negative. Maybe that's wrong. Oh, tomorrow to be -28 in Wasilla. Wow, that's cold for Wasilla. That's really cold for down there in the banana belt of Alaska. Yeah, people lived in interior Alaska used to apply to anything south of the Alaska Range, which is right here, down in this area as the banana belt. Juneau's 34. You can see from 3 to -35. That's why this was referred to as a banana belt. It's a song written at a point in time when things were changing fast. Without those events, the song would never have been dreamed up. Greenwich Clearwater Revival. That's some good songs. Adak, 34. That was one of the islands invaded by the Japanese. Now we're going to down under. The spell you're under when you're down there. Yeah, they've been getting a lot of rain in the desert last few weeks. What about that, Rodney? A lot of rain in the desert. Cooling things down. It's the summertime down there. You normally see way up in the hundreds. Look at Tennant Creek is 88. I bet they're happy with that. Alice Springs is 93. Weepaw is cooled down to 79. They're getting a lot of wind. Perth is 80. Canberra, the capital city, is 68. Melbourne, 64. How's that for summer temperatures, guys? 73 in Sydney. All in the 50s and upper 50s in Tasmania. We got a big storm off the coast of New Zealand. We need an X-land, right? Yikes, dude. Yeah, we got 62 in Dunedin, Christchurch 70. And up here we got 64s in New Plymouth, Wellington, and 66 in Auckland. All right, we miss anybody? Anybody want to see something else? Thank you, Jason, for calling for the thumbs up. All the way from area. Let's see here. Let's clock this through a little bit. So what it's going to do. Run the clock. Friday morning, Friday afternoon. Oh, Arkansas, southeast Arkansas, getting a lot of rain, a little bit up in northwest Arkansas. Arkansas, a lot coming up the east coast. It's heading toward snow, heading up toward Maine. No, maybe it'll peter out. No, there it goes. All right, you guys, by Monday, you'll get some more snow, according to this. Like you don't have enough already, right? All righty, folks. Yeah, you said you've been running a deficit. All right, we're going to stop the share. Hello. We'll read through the chat room. We're going to call it a night here in the big snow for Diamond. Oh, yeah, up in Pagosa Springs, Colorado. All right, let's see what folks are saying. All right. Howdy, Greg. Rodney Mods in chat says Billy Bob Norwood. International Bluegrass Festival over in Guthrie. Oh, that sounds like fun. An international bluegrass. I bet that'd be a lot of fun. When is that? Be a good time to visit. I hate crowds. Rhinos need to go. We don't need no rhino. A rhino gotta go. I'll come up with a song soon. Let's see. But have something on Romney. Probably do. Well, you know what? Here's how they. You know how the president administration's always got somebody in leaking intel, what's really going on inside the administration. They never can control the leaks. But what's really strange, I used to laugh at some of the C theories, if you know what I'm talking about, because I thought, how in the world do you get so many people, cast of hundreds, you keep the secrets? And then you get like thousands of people go to Bohemian Grove in California. You get huge crowds that go to the meetings of Bilderbergs. You've got all these people that, you know, what we saw in Davos was the public sessions. Well, apparently they go behind the scenes and they have a lot of meetings that aren't public. What's discussed there? And there's the committee founded by David Rockefeller, who was a big officer, the youngest, I think, president that the Council of Foreign Relations ever had. Well, he and Zbigniew Brzezinski, who became the National Security Advisor for President Peanut Carter, they founded the Trilateral Commission. And all these groups, all these big groups have all these meetings, cast of hundreds and thousands. Some got people just going through them. And they got a lot of people from the news media. But here's something that's interesting. It's not newsworthy when all the big wigs in the world get together. Oh, nothing to see here. Move along. These are not the droids you're looking for. Huh. So how is it they get so many people that really keep their lips shut? Even when they're media. How they pull that off? I think the price of admission could be something that you'd never want to admit. Yeah, maybe you don't get in these clubs unless they got something on you. Something for you to really keep your mouth shut. It's got to be, maybe, do you think maybe it's heinous? I don't know. Just poor dumb rocket scientist. What I know. How else do you control so many people? But boy, howdy, they don't say anything. They keep their mouth shut big time. How they pull that off? All right, let's go read some more comments. Yikes, whoa, don't take action. I'm just scrolling. Yeah, girl says, hello, hello. And get a rocket from a balloon and off we go. We're gonna fly a rocket into space. We're gonna begin the amateur space race. Hello. And a rocket from a balloon and off we go. Hate censorship. Amen. Patriot nurse. Oh, what's happened to Patriot nurse? Mayo, mayo. Make a mater sandwich and off we go. I'm gonna stuff a mater sandwich in my face. Get it all over me, I'll be a disgrace. Mayo. How do I come up with something funny to ride on that sooner or later? Mayo. BT coin took a dive. Well, it might be time to buy into it. It was too high, really. Dimension X. Yeah, there's so many X's. So many X's. We have faults under us. They said there's so much water injected below to cause a major slip. Oh, I hope not. Yikes. Send you some warm weather. Yeah, we're just now thawing out down here. What do you want in Central Oklahoma? Oh, I didn't do Oklahoma. I should have, because we got a lot of Oklahoma folks coming here. I left them out from maybe Civil War. Yeah, but they had Texas and California on the same side. That ain't happening. As far as I know, at least that's what the trailers indicate, but I never saw the movie yet. Hotter than heck. Oops, that comment jumped on. Where'd it go? Somebody said hotter than heck. Now I done lost that comment. Scroll. Yikes, quit. Just trying to take action. So I'm scrolling. Had enough of clowns and jokers and players. Amen, John Baxter. Norway is in the house. All right, very good. All right. Okies are cold. All right, we'll go back to Oklahoma and Norway. Sure, screen again. Bada bing, bada bang. Bing, 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 bing. Let's roll the states here. Let's barrel into Okie land. Yeah. Southern Oklahoma, mostly in the low 40s. Tulsa's 32. 39 over here. Elk City's 39. John Taylor stopped in to help fund the cause, brother. Salute to you, John Taylor. I much appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Coffee toast to you. And I'm needing it. I'm needing this liquid sleep at the moment. I'm struggling to stay awake. All righty, folks, let's go back to Norway. Oslo, 32. Up here, it's 25s and 21. We got 20s here in central Norway along the coast. Low 30, well, higher 30s, actually, 43 down here at the tip. Oh, yeah, 25 up here. I'd love to explore that area one day. Maybe one day I'll get up there and get to explore Norway. That'd be a lot of fun. Ancestral homeland. raining here in the south. Well, okay. Well, yeah, you got 40s right here. So is this your area here? Denmark, 40s. Sweden, well, 30s in here, a lot of 20s in Sweden. Finland, ooh, got 10s and 12s. Finland, 8 over here. Finland's kind of chilly. And Murmansk, or the Ruskies got a big naval fleet's 19. Something's binging me. Greg, you missed my second super chat. All right, let me scroll through. I was looking away. Let me scroll back up. My last $2. Oh my goodness, don't give me your last two. Salute, Rodney. Thank you, sir. Hope that really wasn't your last two. Holy guac and smoke-a-moly. Don't go broke. Greg's looking at the weather. Yeah, sorry, guys. Yikes. All righty. Folks, let's stop the share. Bang. Halo. Mayo. All righty. John Baxter, what's the longest you've actually kicked a can down the road for? You can use it. Can usually rips to bits can after a few miles. Government ain't got no more can to kick down the road. You're running out of, yeah, we're the interest rates on the federal debt. Oh, I didn't mean to pin that. Well, unpinned. Bang. I'm just trying to scroll through right now. Yeah. I'm having a hard time scrolling. All right, Sasquatch, thank you for joining us. Got a lot of night owls in here, but we're going to call it a night. Everybody tell us where you're from. Let her roll. Where you at? Tell us where you're from. You got 80 in the room. Now, there's going to be a video tomorrow night. No, not tomorrow night. Tomorrow, probably around 4-ish. The fallacy of attacking freedom of speech, basically. Next thing you know, I'll be Bigfoot's bride. That's funny. You want to marry a Bigfoot? Well, Bigfoot might keep you warm in the winter. Bella Vista, Arkansas. Pennsylvania, says logo, 1993. Greg is in Indiana. Naturita, Colorado, Jen. I'll always forget. Wasilla, Alaska, says Alaska Soul. Smart ass patriot. Oh no. Oh, not you, Sasquatch. Theoretical Bigfoot. Sasquatch Moon is a lady. All right. 4 p.m. Eastern time. It is 4:15 actually. So that's a good reason to wrap her up. Norway. I don't know how to pronounce a TV. Tevdestran, Queensland, Australia. Ocala, Florida. Okay, Smoking Swamp. General Sorrow coming out of a box. Cat in a box. Yow. All right, we got 79 in the room. Guys, give us some thumbs up on your way out, folks. How many thumbs up we got? Let me hit the refresh button where I can see. We only got 68 thumbs up. We got 80 in the room. All right, folks, on your way out, hit the thumbs up. We got Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, General Sorrow. Larry Smith, how you doing? Just joined us. America will never pay down the debt. No, it won't. Nor will it ever pay interest on the debt. They can't do it. It's just too big. That's going to be a problem. Debt Jubilee. Yeah, good luck with that. You think the banksters are going to let us have a debt Jubilee? Be nice. You need to ask me something. Well, you better ask me now because I'm turning into a pumpkin. Coffee ain't good. Ain't enough for me tonight. Didn't sleep last night. Do it's American debt too. Got a lot to do with treasury bonds. You know, you realize they create money out of thin air. The Federal Reserve creates money out of thin air and then loans it to the United States at interest. The Federal Reserve is an organization of banks, and the New York Federal Reserve, which is the one in charge, has a lot of European banksters in it, I hear. Rolled over back into debt. Yeah, sooner or later, though, you're going to have a problem because the interest is a share of the federal budget is going up, 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 up. And if it's a pie, that piece of the pie is getting crazy large. Who's in China in debt too themselves? Now, China actually has bought a lot of our treasury bonds. It's whoever buys them. So we actually are in debt to China. We're in debt to Japan. What shoe size? About a 10 medium. It really depends. Really depends on how the shoe's cut. I got really odd feet. It's hard for me to wear most shoes. I have to really try them on. Yeah, it's hard to fit my feet. I got oddball feet. Loudy, folks. So now if you got some mucklucks, you might have me interested. I wished I kept the mucklucks I had, and I wished I kept my vapor barrier boots. I wished I kept my Parker and paid for it when I got out of the Army. I had the only Parker at Fort Greeley that actually had a fox fur ruff around. All the rest of the guys had that white stuff. I had the only one. Made all the officers jealous, but I was in supply. I grabbed that when I saw it. I was happy to have it. I wished I'd kept it. Send you native slippers. Okay, cool. All righty. Native slippers. Well, slippers will work. Yeah, most of the shoes I wear are 10 medium territory. I think my Army boots, the original ones, were like an 8. But I think they changed the way they cut size. I don't think my foot's grown. I think it's just the way they do size. I don't have big hands and feet. My hands aren't that big. At least the fingers aren't that long, but they're fat. Fat fingers makes it hard to type on a keyboard. America's debt's only 34 trillion. Yeah, right. That's only. We need to quit accelerating that debt. We need to cut some stuff, cut some programs. Oh, that's what you said. Mucklucks. Okay. All right, Alaska. So that sounds great. Yeah. I used to have a set. What happened to them? I had the civilian set, but I also had this. Now in the Army, I got the boot I wore in the Army was a ski boot. They used to have ski boots that were black ski boots. You'd shine them up. And before that, when I was at Fort Bragg, I wore a boot known as a Cochrane. That was the most popular boot. It was a black boot, it had a toe that was separate. You'd shine up, and then I still got my original Army boots. 1913 is when the Federal Reserve was set into motion. Yeah, and they set up the IRS, the income tax, and all at the same time. All right. Hey, wow. Thank you, Alaska Soul. Appreciate it. You find my address on I tell you what, there's an address for me on my website, but use post office box. P.O. Box 383, Tony, Alabama, 35773. Americans laugh the politicians off stage that runs or cuts. Americans laugh the politicians off the stage that run on cuts and balanced budgets. Let's hope there's no Fed coin. Well, that's one of the things that the team man said he was going to stop. But, they've already got it in motion. Show, have you seen this? Oh, you make them. Oh, cool. It's awesome, Alaska Soul. That's awesome. All righty, folks, we've been on board here for 69 minutes. I think it's long enough. shipping almost a standstill. Going to be massive shortages this year. Yeah, it takes a while for those shortages to work their way in the supply chain and to the stores and to hit your prices, but it's already in progress. And the shippers and people says it's worse than it'll be worse than what we experienced during the. It isn't finite; it can be fractionalized. What I don't like about Bitcoin though is it just the value's like this. I mean, how you trade in it? One day it's sky high, and the next day it's way down. The next it just ding, 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 kind of like static. Kind of rakes my nerves. I've lost money on Bitcoin. So, yeeks. He makes beautiful slippers. If he's hand making, I bet he does. I bet he does. It's like our good friend Rodney Middleton, a good friend of Rodney Middleton. He makes the beautiful knives. And I'm going to come up with some program. I'm going to give a couple of these knives away to a couple of you guys. But I'll have to have I got to come up with a way to get addresses from you guys. I might set up a membership. I might be tied to that, or I might figure out a way to tie it to viewer hours or the super chat, something like that. Let's see here. So this is the first one Rodney sent to me. This will be the one I keep. If you send me mucklucks, I'll definitely put them on here. I'll show them. Everybody gets to see them. That's Rodney's handiwork. Look at that. Ain't that beautiful? All handmade. Look at that holster. He makes the best holsters I've seen anywhere. Very thick leather. Thick knife. Thick steel. Guys, look at this stuff. That is thick. And it's sharp. You can shave with it. And Preston Robert, how you doing, Preston? Yeah, we're about gone. We are in our final minutes here. All right, here's the two I'm going to give away. This is one here. This is like a regular hunting knife. It's actually got a bigger blade than the one I was going to keep. I don't know. I may have to change my mind. I might decide to keep this one. Beautiful sheath. Called it a holster. You know, really technically it's a sheath. Beautiful leather. This would be good for some flay work, for skinning. I don't know. This is a beautiful one too. Kitchen work, camp work. A little serrated edge right there. This has got a black sheath. Not a black sheep, black sheath. Look how thick that leather is. Wow. Anyway. Got a few of those puppies. If you're asking me about a site, we don't sell online. We sell to Alaska Fur Trade Company. Okay. You might show us a link to that. Rodney Middleton. Sorry, Greg, but my local Leatherman has made the sheath made. I make my own too. That little knife with a black sheath I made. Okay, you made the sheath on the black knife. Okay, black sheath. I'm the fireman for Greg. I clean up the crap that goes on in both chat and comments. Yeah, she does. She does put in a lot of time. She does that. She posts a lot of links. And here's the funny thing. For some reason, if I'm looking straight at the chat room, there'll be chats that will show up already deleted. Y'all have already dispatched something before I even see it. So for some reason, the servers that the chat room comes through for me is slow. You guys see the stuff before I do. A lot of times I'm going like, well, why did you delete that? I didn't see nothing. But y'all will take care of stuff I don't even see before I see it, which is probably good because if y'all are seeing it, somebody else is too. I don't know why it's so slow on mine. But you know, so if I asking you mods, why'd you do that? I understand. Sometimes y'all will message me separately later and say, well, they were using adult language. And this is a family channel, no adult language allowed. Well, those are some beautiful knives, Rodney. No way around it. Those are some beautiful knives. I try new days, but it's kind of hard to do quick on a phone. Okay. Yeah, if you're at a computer, we can open up different files and open up the links and stuff. That helps. She's done something on the phone, but just a little tougher. I get that. Especially when if I ever get in somebody's chat room on the phone, I find a hard time to do stuff. Uh-oh. New days aren't. Arnold's after you, New days. Yeah, she asked me for your email earlier, something to do with Cowboy Roy Rogers. All right, folks, we are a family. It's 3:30. It's time really to go. So I'm gonna just say, just remember, there's good people in every country, every land, every state, every province, every county, hamlet, shire, city, village, every neck of the woods. Whatever faith, color, creed, any way you want to slice it and dice it, we're all the same inside, except for psychos and sociopaths. That's an exception. Find them everywhere too. They always wind up at the top of corporations and governments, organizations. Unfortunately, they tend to percolate up more than otherwise would happen. 2 cell phones and a laptop. Wow. War 3 without going nuclear can be viewed as the entire world agreeing to something. Wow. That's scary too. If the whole world agrees to go along with certain things, could be scary. My sweet potatoes are sprouting already. Oh, hope you got them covered up. All right, I'm growing some big sweet taters and worm castings. Oh yeah, worm castings grow ginormous sweet potatoes. I'm gonna tell you that, guys. And like yay big, ginormous. So just remember though that as light dispels dark, love dispels hate. Go shine your love light in the world. So thank you, super chatters. Thank you, mods. And Rodney for his double super chats, the last $2. Bless your heart, Rodney. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And with that, I'm going to say to one and all, a